right, welcome in, guys. It is Monday, February 26th, and we have had a very, very busy sales week. In addition to selling quite a bit on eBay this week, also sold some items on Etsy and also did 4 shows on Whatnot and made some sales there. So, doing all right this week. Definitely, I went up to the storage unit last night actually to package up a ton of stuff, and so that felt really good. So we're on a roll. I hit 500 listings this week on my eBay store, and that could also be why I'm seeing an increase in sales, not only because I have more inventory up. I also don't know if eBay increases visibility of larger stores. That I'm not sure when it comes to the algorithm. But let's dig in and show you guys what sold this week. And we are going to start with this Cartoon Network plush. It's a 7-inch little panda bear. He was new with tags. Found him in the Goodwill bin, so paid next to nothing for him. Cheap ship and sold for $9.99. Next item that sold on eBay this week is a Friends TV series denim vest. On the back of it, it says, "You're my lobster." This was brand new in tags. This was part of a box of Culture Fly Friends items that I got at a garage sale. I paid $8 for the whole box. Everything was brand new with tags, and I believe this is the last item to sell from that. And I did get that last summer, so it took a while, but finally sold at $10.99. I picked this game up at my local thrift store on their half-price day. They had one on President's Day. So I grabbed this. They had it for $20. It was half off, so it was $10. But then they also have a rewards program, and I had some points racked up, so I got another $5 off. So I paid $5, complete inbox, tested it on my kids' DS system. Worked just great. So this turned around and sold, I believe, the next day for $24.99. Next item here is a Teen Titans Go plush, brand new with tags. He's about 10 inches tall. He's the Beast Boy from the show. And so this I got at, I got this at the thrift store on President's Day too at half off. And I want to say he was about $1. Turned around and he sold pretty quickly at $13.99. The customer that purchased this troll doll was super excited. Apparently she had been looking for the Posh Paws plush of Queen Barb from the Trolls World Tour show. And apparently this is the only plush that was made that actually looks like the character in the movie. So, and I think she said the website showed out of stock, and then there were a bunch of counterfeit ones out there. So she was super excited to find this. I did get this in the Goodwill bins. No tags, but in great shape, and sold for $19.99. Next item that sold on eBay this week is a Komochi's orange cat plush. It had like a little pouch, like a kangaroo pouch. Maybe it is a kangaroo. I don't know. I put it down as a cat. It could be a kangaroo. I'm not up on my animals. Anywho, it was super adorable, caught my eye. I did look it up and found that it was worth a little bit of money. This was a Goodwill bins find, absolutely clean, excellent shape, and sold for $10.99. I thought that this lot of Build-A-Bear clothes would take a little longer to sell, but it did not. I think I had it listed maybe a week. I think I started at $49.99. Yes, and then I probably did a price drop. I typically do price drops on Fridays because weekends are super strong sales times anyway. And so by doing some fresh price drops on Fridays when people are getting paid, it's payday, let's spend some money. I think that's why my weekends get just a little crazy. My phone's just going off the hook with my eBay app going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And this sold within probably 10 days. I know the Hello Kitty and the Sanrio Build-A-Bear items are in high demand. I tend to try and put them in lots though, so that I can increase the price and be like, yeah, well, you were going to buy the Hello Kitty outfit anyway. May as well get the rest of these clothes. So sure enough, this sold for $47.99. These were all Build-A-Bear clothes that were found in the Goodwill bins. My Goodwill bins, it's $1.67 a pound. I don't even think this weighed a pound when I shipped it. So this was a super good buy, super good sell. This item sold this week, nothing super exciting here. I picked these up at my Amazon bin return store. It was brand new in the package, the Debbie Meyer green bags for fruits and veggies. I paid $1 for this and it sold for $14.99. Every now and then in the Goodwill bins, I do find some Funko Pops. We do have 2 flea markets coming up in April, and I know Funko Pops are things that people look for. I grab them. I plan on polling what I have listed before the flea market to take to the flea market, but this guy actually sold. He didn't have the box. He was in great shape, though. Nothing wrong with him. He is the Gold Prince Akeem Funko Pop, and he sold for $10.99. I think I sold another one of these just recently. I found another one in my Amazon bin return store, paid $1 for this, $11.49. I don't know why I keep finding these. I don't know why they get returned to Amazon all the time. I have absolutely no idea, but when I see them, I grab them and make a couple bucks. Next item that's sold on eBay is a Poochie Tiger Electronics Sega toy. I think I have had this for a while. I want to say I got this at the Goodwill bins, and probably last summer-ish when I think the bins were still $1.49 a pound. He was a little dirty. I grabbed him anyway, cleaned him up, put in batteries, tested him, worked fine. So I turned around and sold this for $19.99. I probably didn't pay a whole lot for him, so this was a decent sale. Just took a while. Gotta love Zootopia. This is Judy Hopps the Bunny. This is from the Disney Parks, I believe. Probably would have been Disney Store. It does say Japan on there. I don't know if it's actually from Japan. I don't think I even put in there in the listing that it was from Japan. No, I didn't. It was about 16 inches tall. This was found in the Goodwill bins, super lightweight, didn't pay a whole lot, and she sold for $9.99. Next item that sold, I kind of expected this to sell later, but listed it anyway. It did sell. They are like witch fingers. It's a Wilton mold, so, you can make cakes or candies or whichever, but they are witches' fingers. I got this in the Goodwill bins, and it sold for $10.99. I had this item up a little bit longer than I expected to have him up. I want to say he was up for maybe a month. I had gotten him at a half price sale at my thrift store. I think I paid $2 or $3 for him. I want to say I had him listed for over $30 initially. He's a Scentsy buddy. He's Jack Skellington. I mean, the perfect storm. He finally sold for $22.49. And because he is a plushie, he shipped for pretty cheap. So this is actually a really good purchase. I just expected it to sell faster. Another Vineyard Vines purchase. This was found in the Goodwill bins. Obviously it didn't weigh a whole lot. And it sold for $9.99. Next item that sold is a Lego Friends set. This was surprisingly found in the Goodwill bins. It had a little bit of crush on the side, but it was completely sealed. So I grabbed it, didn't pay a whole lot for it, and sold it for $19.99. This is a Joan Rivers necklace that my mom found in the bins, as you can see from the tag there, Joan Rivers. It is a torsade necklace, 34 inches long. Super pretty. These beads, the colors, gorgeous. And I listed it, and it sold within a day for $29.99. This Disney Park Christmas Holiday Minnie Mouse plush from 2022. I found this in the Goodwill bins, so I paid less than $2. It was a pretty big Minnie Mouse, actually, but she was in gorgeous shape, no stains. Didn't have tags, though, but went ahead and sold this at $14.99. I think it was up for maybe about a month, so it didn't take too long to sell, and I'm surprised that it sold with it not being anywhere near Christmas right now either. I know, guys, this is a lot this week. Oh my gosh, I sold so much stuff. I think I'm like maybe halfway through. This here is a USA Soccer shirt. I have sold soccer shirts in the past for really decent money. I don't know why some sell for more than others. This is just an arena I'm not super familiar with. I'm trying to get rid of some of my stock, especially with the season coming up for garage sales and flea markets and church sales, trying to get some older inventory turned. So I did drop some prices. This I had up for higher, went ahead and just dropped it down to $9.99, and it sold pretty quickly at that. Free shipping. This I want to say I had gotten at a thrift store for $1 or $2. So I didn't make a whole lot. And then the weekend started. I think this was my first sale on Friday. This is a Tito's handmade vodka cap that I found in the Goodwill bin, so didn't pay a whole lot. It's got the Austin, Texas adjustable back, and it sold for $9.99. This item I have had up for quite some time. I kind of figured it would sell around springtime when people are having warm, happy summer thoughts. And sure enough, it did for $13.49. I believe that I picked this up at my Amazon bin store for $1, but it was brand new with tags. This I actually picked up in the Goodwill bins. I saw it. I didn't really know if it would sell or not. I don't think there was anyone else that had one listed. But it's the lanyard and the VIP pass for a Paw Patrol live show. And sure enough, it sold for $9.99. So considering this came from the Goodwill bins, I probably paid maybe, $1.25 for it. Next item that sold on eBay is this Monster Jam plush. This is El Toro Loco. This is the one that looks like a bowl. I remember my son getting a good laugh when we went to a Monster Jam show one time, and one of the horns fell off the truck when it landed, and he thought that was the funniest thing. This is the El Toro Loco. Decent size plush. Apparently it's the Pillow Buddy. I did have this for quite some time. I had it listed for more, but it did finally sell at $12.99 this last weekend. I dropped some prices on some of my plush, especially since I wanted to see what would sell before I pulled them and took them to the local flea market. This one sold. This is a Care Bears from 2004. It's actually a cat. It's the Care Bear cousins, because remember they weren't all bears. All the cousins were different animals. So this was Proud Hard Cat. And this one I got in the Goodwill bins, had some stains, washed her up, and sold for $19.99. This is part one of 2 items that sold to the same customer. This is a vacuum sealed pack of 2 plushes from Rainbow Friends. I didn't want to open them, and then now they're not new, so I left them in the bag, and I measured the size of the bag and listed it, and a few days later it sold for $9.99 for the blue and the yellow character. So I'm curious how big these actually were, because they were vacuum packed, so they were pretty tight. And the customer that bought the plush also got this Victoria's Secret bag, so I was able to package them together to save some money on shipping and make a few extra bucks. This sold for $9.99. I want to say I got this at the Goodwill bins. I tend to find them every now and then. Some of them look pretty rough, but this one was actually in really good shape. So I feel like I kind of gave it away at $9.99, but it had been listed for a while, and just with Friday price drops, it finally sold. Here is one of the other plush I got at Goodwill. At the same time, I got the blue cat. Same thing, there were a few stains, ran it through the wash, and it actually washed up pretty nice. So got some pictures and sold him for $14.99. Okay, guys, we're getting there. All right, so this sold this weekend. This is one of those mini-verse mini-food. I think I sold the other one last week or the week before. And this one sold for $12.99. It's the turkey one. It was just missing the outside wrap, so I just made sure to note that, but it was sealed. And I got this for $1 at the Amazon return bin store and sold it for $12.49. These Alpha Bots I see in the Goodwill bins pretty regularly. They actually have these at my local library, and my son thinks these are the coolest. They're like little letters, but then they transform like Transformers into little robots. They're called Alpha Bots. They're from Lakeshore, but there's also some that were considered vintage from a while back. How to tell the difference, I have no idea. So I always just put Lakeshore. I sold this lot of them. I'm not sure how many were in here. 1, 2, 5, 20? 19? 19 of them for $13.99 free shipping. This is a brand new DVD of Shakes the Clown that I found in the Goodwill bin, so didn't pay a whole lot for this one. And it turned around and sold within about a week for $9.99. This here is one of 2 sales that I'm really excited about from this weekend. This is a Minecraft Dungeons figure. It's actually a pretty decent size. It was 7 inches tall and 10 inches wide. It was like a couple inches thick too. If you can kind of tell from some of these pictures. It didn't light up. It didn't do anything. I found it in the Goodwill bins. It was way in the back part of the bins, like those, you know, they're really deep. The blue bins, the rolling bins that they bring out. I'm 5'3", so sometimes it's a little hard for me to reach things in the bins when they're further back. And I spotted this, and I was like, that looks like something Minecraft. So I kind of like half climbed into the bin and grabbed it and threw it in my bag. And I got looking at it, looked it up, and I was like, holy cow, this is an expensive figure. So of course I listed it. I bought this at the bin, so it was like $1.67 a pound, and this was maybe a pound-ish. And turned around and sold this bad boy within 2 weeks for $52.49. Next item that sold on eBay is this super cute Squishmallow. Found him in the Goodwill bins. He's a little shark with goggles. I did have the lady that purchased this did ask if he had the plastic on the front, and he does. You can kind of see a little bit of the shine from my light box. So I did let her know it has a plastic on it. You just couldn't really see it because I didn't, you don't want to take a picture of it and have it reflecting. So yeah, has plastic right near the front too, which was super clean. And this sold within about a week for $9.99. These are 2 mini brand toy balls that I got at the Amazon bin store. These were $1 a piece, so I paid $2, and they're nice and lightweight. They shipped pretty cheap, and they sold for $12.99 for the 2 of them. This was another fun find in the Goodwill bins. Super lightweight. There were 2 of these. This is the light brown. I also have a medium brown one listed, but they were just in gallon Ziploc bags. This one, they both had the tags. This one didn't have the tag attached, I don't think. I think the other one had the tag actually still attached, but it had all the paperwork and everything with it. But it's a topper wig piece. And so because it was super light, I maybe paid $1 or less for it. And it did sell for $34.99. The other one, which is the medium brown, I also have listed, and I believe that's at the same price for $34.99. This is the other sale that I was excited about this weekend. I've actually had this for a while. Nobody else had these listed. I guess I didn't check to see if someone listed at some point later and was undercutting me. Maybe that's why it was sitting. I didn't really check in on it, I guess. I just kept dropping the price on it. But I got this at a garage sale last summer for $3. Like brand new, never opened. It was missing the top lid, but who needs that, right? But they were brand new body butters. And I turned around and sold this for $54.99 after buying it for $3. I think shipping was in the $9 range because it was a little heavier. But still, I mean, super good buy, good sell. And last but not least, I told you we were getting there. This is the last item that sold this weekend. This is a Sonic Knuckles plush. This I got at the Amazon return store. He was about 10 inches tall. He was a decent size, and he was in the bag, sealed. He probably was vacuum sealed, but maybe there was a hole in it, loosened up. But either way, he was in really good shape. He was kind of cool. My kids like Sonic. And he sold for $9.99. I bought him at $1. So guys, that's what sold. And I already have some sales today that will go on the next video. So yeah, it was a super profitable week. As you can see, I think this video is considerably longer than my last ones, but as I've mentioned, building up inventory, finally hit 500 listings in my eBay store. I have the larger store where I can do up to 1,000, so I still have some wiggle room, but I also have to keep in mind my storage unit is 10 by 15, and the way I have it set up, I still have to limit my inventory, which makes me be very mindful and intentional of what I am purchasing. I'm not just going to buy stuff to sell it, and whether it's a good sale or not, just to fill up my store either. But I am finding that I am starting to pare down and get a little more intentional on what I'm buying. And some of the things that I'm buying and I'm listing and they're turning around and selling quickly, feel like I'm on the right track. So hopefully this continues and sales continue to go up, especially as we get into the season for garage sailing, which is my absolute favorite time of year, because you can't go to a thrift store or Goodwill bins and negotiate anything like you can at a garage sale. So that is it for this week, guys.